EG found a way to get a victory there over Uncharted when you last saw us, but we are not done with the action here at DreamHack Dallas. If anything, with this next series, it may just be getting started. Hello and welcome once again to the DreamHack Pro Circuit. I am your host, Wade Dreadnought Penfold, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's that of Pink-Haired Fan Club going up against Rogue. With me at the desk, we have Gibbs and Turtle. And Gibbs, when we started off today, you pointed at this. This was the matchup you wanted to see.
This is my team right here, Pink Hair Fan Club. I try not to be too biased up here, except for Dignitas usually. Yep. But Pink Hair Fan Club, I love those boys. Prime Thunder, one of those players I thought it was a mistake for Rogue to drop him. And for a while there, for most of the season, it kind of looked that way, but Rogue obviously pulled it off. They're going to the World Championship, and this is a test for them. Sure, Pink Hair Fan Club, maybe not the hardest opponent necessarily, but Rogue needs to start well here.
Right, and this is a rivalry, honestly, for Prime Thunder going against the team that kicked him. So this is everything for him, especially coming in with Seabass, a player that is notably known for, he was in RLCS for a little bit, and he's a great player. He has great mechanics, and overall, these two with a duo mixed in with hopefully Soul Flares can come in and fill the spots where needed. This could be a very close match.
And when we look at, the members of Rogue, we often look at Kronovi and we say, well, what is the rivalry that he has against people like that of G2? And that's, a very impressive roster. You can understand maybe some of the salt going between that one. But now, on the other side of the table, that who got replaced by Kronovi, is there anything that I guess we expect to see different in terms of play or maybe even emotions coming out from these guys for either side?
I expect if Prime Thunder, he begins well, I think that's going to energize his entire team. Because I think this team wants to win this game, not only for the whole team, but they want to win it for Prime, right? Yeah. This is a rivalry matchup to prove that Prime Thunder was not the problem on this roster.
Right. And I'm definitely curious to see how it will play into effect because they are an emotional team. I agree. I think Prime Thunder is very emotional. It depends on how he's going to start the game compared to how he's going to end. And I also want to see if Kronovi is going to play that lead role position that we've seen throughout league play. As it progressed, Kronovi kept popping off more and more and became more of a stable pillar for Rogue to lean on.
And that was the question everyone had, is Kronovi on his way out?
Yeah.
And obviously throughout the season, no, absolutely not. He was the best player on that team from week 1 through the playoffs. He played absolutely phenomenally, and it's great to see him just on this world stage again or at DreamHack Dallas. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch.
And, we put a lot of our focus onto that of Kronovi as we take a bigger focus here down at the stage itself. We aren't going to be kicking things off with Rogue itself. And I was going to ask, we have to keep in mind that I feel like this rivalry is not just that of, Kronovi versus Prime. If anything, I can't help but feel like it's those that are left that remained with Prime, like that of AJ and Prime.
Yeah, we talk about Mechanical Wizards, and AJ is definitely one of those. But Wonder was the one who made the roster move. He had to choose between AJ and Prime Thunder. He decided to get rid of Prime Thunder. So if anything, I think Prime wants to get a solo play over Wonder at some point. But Kronovi, he's showing up again. People thought he might be done, but he is nowhere near done yet for Rocket League.
Right, it's going to be a close match, honestly. I can see this one just going to the end of the line for real. This is just so much determination coming out from Prime Thunder. In general, right now we see the man, the myth, the legend smiling, a little bit confused here, but definitely ready.
Yeah, Prime Thunder is definitely ready. It was definitely one of those roster moves from Rogue. I get they pick up for Kronovi. It was I just feel like Prime Thunder, he brings so much offensive pressure that you absolutely need him. And then we got not pink hair necessarily, but some pink cat ears, Soul Flares coming out. And he's been DMing me on Twitter. He's like, we're playing in scrims, and when Prime Thunder is playing like Prime Thunder, we have a chance here. We have a chance to make waves. And then Seabass, and personally, the other roster move that I thought was a little questionable was Ghost. They picked up Illusion and Seabass, but Seabass was the sub, and I thought he was the best player when he played with Illusion. So look for Seabass to be that catalyst to set plays up for Prime Thunder and then Prime Thunder to finish them all.
And when we took a glance there at Prime Thunder, I believe he is representing his FlyQuest jersey.
There it is,
is there a bit of a, backtail going into that? I just feel like if he's showing up here and he's still repping, an old org or a story going on through his history, that either shows, one, a huge moment of pride that is now gone, or number two, I've got something to prove by, I'm bringing this for a reason, right? And, maybe shed some light onto that.
Because, some players I feel like are oh, we're not worried too much about this rematch, but when you see Prime Thunder up there in the old jersey of FlyQuest, that's planned, obviously, that's calculated. Prime Thunder, he knows what this match means for him, and he's ready.
I think he just wants to be able to flash it if any of the players look at him and just be like, this is what you lost. This is me.
Well, we'll see if they end up losing it or taking a victory here. But I got to ask who you guys specifically here as we get ourselves to the predictions think is going to walk away from this. And Gibbs, that's a hard side. I have a feeling you got a wild hair going on over here.
I want to go pink hair, but I can't. I have to go Rogue here. Cronovi's playing out of his mind. One of his best seasons, I think, to date, just because of the circumstances that he was dealt. And I think Rogue, they deserved to be at the World Championship, and they're going to show it here, and they're going to win.
Yeah, I completely agree, but I think I'm going to go with pink hair. I haven't done a mix-up lately. I mean, I've been right so far. Come on.
All right,
so I'm going to go with pink hair. I think they're going to surprise everyone. I know Prime Thunder, personally, he is a mechanical genius. I think they can pull out.
All right.
I want to, for the juicy drama. It sounds like it would feel so good, you know, to be able to get that victory if you're on the other side. But it is Rogue with Cronovi, and as you pointed out, you know, they've been able to really step up when it matters, and I can't help but feel like if this is a moment that matters, Cronovi doesn't mess those up.
Yeah.
So I'm still sitting on the side of Rogue here. I believe that they have what it takes.
And plus, throughout the RLCS season, they had to win in Week 5 to make the playoffs, then win 2 back-to-back, the first team ever to go 2-5, and then make it to the World Championship. So they've already done it 3 times in a row, so why not a 4th?
Yeah, why not a 4th? I can't even begin to, you know, think of like the amount of strain that, you know, we see out of Cronovi specifically and how comfortable it seems like his play is always so comfortable, even though when mentality-wise, I can't help but feel like I just sit there and look at him and go, I would be shaking in my boots. I'd be struggling. I put so much weight onto myself in these moments. And I want to use the word outperforms, but when you always do it, it's just performing great.
Yeah, and that's how he's always been. When I played with him back in Cosmic, he obviously had to carry a lot of weight because I wasn't doing a lot on this team.
Give yourself some credit here, all right? Your goalkeeping skills was phenomenal.
No. But still, like, he always shows up at those big moments, and you can always expect that when you're his teammate. And that hasn't changed. That hasn't changed in these past 3 years, and we expect to see it once again from Cronovi. But DreamHack Dallas, they want a good result, right? Yeah. Rogue wants a good result to go into that World Championship. Like, sure, we're the 4th seed, but we can make some noise.
I wonder, is there, you know, before we get things started, is there any maybe play style problems that you guys see knowing these teams going head to head? You know, is there a pacing problem, one with severe, you know, speed over the other one? Is there something that you want to see when it comes to how it unfolds rather than maybe the team and the individual players themselves?
Like, mostly I want to see how the pressure, how Pink Hair can try and create that offensive pressure, because if they do get it with Seabass up front, Prime Thunder then gets some space and he can do some magical things. But like, if Rogue just plays a very strong possession game, Prime Thunder won't get those opportunities and they won't have much offense to work with.
Yeah, I definitely think Pink Hair Fan Club is probably the fastest team, honestly. But it comes down to whether they're smart about it. If they're just overcommitting all the time and they're just throwing themselves at the ball and then missing, honestly, then I think Rogue's going to capitalize. But if they can hit the shots and be consistent on offense, I think they could take away a win.
I hear a lot of offense being described, you know, sitting on their side. So when looking at their defense, is that something that you have to be considering, especially, you know, with members like AJ? We talked about the mechanical strength that he can have. He really steps up here for the squad in that front. Yeah,
that's the thing. We haven't really seen Pink Hair Fan Club that much yet, and Seabass is obviously a new addition. And usually when you have new additions, a lot more double commits, and it's usually on the defensive side because you don't have that trust yet that someone else will make the save. So everyone dives for it. So we have to kind of figure out how they play in these early games and see how their defense holds up. But on the other side, like, Rogue, for the first half of the season, a lot of double commits on defense. They couldn't figure it out either. They eventually did, so we got to see that just continue to improve.
And is there any, I'm struggling here to think about what I would like to see on the side of, because when we look at Rogue, we just go, you know, so much on the side of Cronovi and so much responsibility for him. And I still keep going back to this, you know, if I'm the other two members that ended up, you know, being a part of the roster post Prime Thunder, his transition, that is where it's going to mean the most coming out from them. We talked about what we could get from AJ on the mechanics side. Is there anything that you want to see specifically coming out from Wonder here in this game too?
So Wonder, I thought his playoffs was really good, and now he is done with school too. Like, he was going to college. And,
that's a huge break.
And he just finished. And a lot of people thought, or even Crow thought, he's like, all right, this first season is kind of feeling it out, right? To see where Wonder is, and then now he's done with school. So now it's full-time Rocket League for him. So he's just going to keep improving. And he really showed up throughout the playoffs, but again, throughout the RLCS season, he seemed a little bit lost. So I want to see positionally how Wonder performs here.
And he seems like a player who's always going to be going for the extra demo and somebody who's trying to be a little bit more aggressive on the offensive side.
Soulflayers is loving this.
He's just like, let me get this selfie tweet out real quick.
The cat ears. The cat ears give you confidence.
Hashtag about to win.
Yeah.
It's so funny because every time he DMs me all the time because I keep just pumping up Pink Hair Fan Club, so he loves it. And you see how Prime Thunder and Seabass are completely serious, and Soulflayers is like, please just carry me, Prime.
That's exactly how their team is, though. That's their makeup.
Yeah, basically. But Soulflayers is just having a good time. He's playing with one of his best friends in Prime Thunder, so it's just a great experience for that entire team.
And I don't mean the guy to, take things a little bit too literally, but there's a surprising amount of lack of pink hair on that roster. Was it always that way? Was there pink in the past?
I actually thought that one of them was going to come with dyed hair. I saw it somewhere.
So I tried to tell Soulfires, like, you have to bring a pink wig, because if they make day 2, I need to rock a pink wig at some point.
Yeah.
But I don't think they got one, so I'm a little disappointed.
I guess, if we're going to apply that theory, looking at the other side of the battlefield, you suddenly go, well, does anybody on Rogue have a shank or like a cloak that they can hide themselves in? I guess that might be a little bit unrealistic there for me here, as we're
all wearing hoodies.
Yeah, we're looking to get things underway as soon as possible here. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for sticking with us as we figure things out. Is there anything else that I'm missing when it comes to the beauty here of this series, though, Gibbs?
Man, I just love the story of Rogue, right? Where no one gave him a chance. They had a terrible offseason, right? It was miserable. It was like these guys are coming in 8th in the RLCS, and it was looking that way here or there. They started to improve, but they couldn't get the wins, right? Then week 5, they have to beat Space Station, and like at that time, beating Space Station, not an easy feat. Yeah. They take them down to make playoffs. They beat Space Station again. They take down Ghost in the new playoff format. And it worked out for them, right? Because that new playoff format made sure that they didn't play Cloud9. Because they would have played Cloud9. So they have to thank that playoff format a little bit, but they definitely deserved it, too.
I think it's very impressive to see a player like Kronovi come in so strong, still throughout all of the seasons. Kronovi has been a veteran in this game and a staple for the longest time possible. And to come back after getting kicked off to make LAN again, the story is there, and I'm just excited to see how this goes down.
Yeah, it is, I think, even bigger than you may even realize, because I can, I'll give it a little admittance here as the new guy. A lot of my dabbling into Rocket League once it released, I was actually playing Heroes professionally at that point in time, and this was my guilty pleasure. Always in my downtime, I'd be jamming some Rocket League, and the only guy I knew out of all of Rocket League that I would just be like, show me those sweet, sweet shots. It was Kronovi.
That's how it started.
It was just like, I got to be like him. I want to be that guy jumping off the ceiling, trying to figure it out, and at the time, it was awe-inspiring, really. And honestly, it's probably part of the reason I'm right here today was moments like that.
And I think that's why we're all here today, right? Because with Kronovi, this game blew up.
Yeah.
Like, this game might not have been as big without a star like Kronovi at that time. So, like, it was awesome watching it because I had the best view. I was on the field just playing goalie, and I'm like, oh, I see Kronovi going up in the air, and all right, it's probably a goal or a pass to Sad Jr. Easy plays. So, Kronovi, he really...
paved a way.
One thing that's good about him is that, like, he's been in the spotlight for so long, but, like, he embraces it. And he's trying to be, like, a good icon for everyone else that's coming into Rocket League. Like, he always knows how to talk and be well-spoken and not kind of be a jerk as well. So, like, everything about Kronovi has been excellent throughout his entire career.
Well, guys, we got things figured out. We're done talking about the action here between Pink Hair Fan Club and Rogue. We're ready to get things underway. James and Jorby, go ahead and kick things off.
All right, thank you, Dreadnought. And as they expertly said on the desk, everything between Rogue and Pink Haired Club.
I don't think we have anything left to add, except that, I used to watch Gibbs' YouTube videos of him 1v1ing Gambit and Kronovi back in the day. So
the first Rocket League video I ever watched was Gibbs calling comms in with Sad Jr. and Kronovi. One of the videos they posted of a tournament that they had played in, and I was like, wow, this guy's the vocal leader. He calls all the shots. It's really cool.
But now Gibbs is on the desk, and the real player out on the field, Kronovi, like Dreadnought said, he has been an inspiration for so many players. I myself included in that list. The first thing I think I ever saw, the first video ever was Summit reacting to Kronovi's montage.
Yeah.
And that was pretty hilarious. That was a golden video back in the day. And Kronovi really is just a veteran at this point. Not only a veteran of the previous game, Supersonic Acrobatic Rocket Power Battle Cars, but a veteran of the RLCS, the first ever world champion in the RLCS, representing iBuyPower back in the day.
My eyes on Rogue still are on Wonder. Gibbs had mentioned it on the desk that, now that he's done with college, he can focus on Rocket League full time. And is it a coincidence that the weekend of the regional championships, right after he got done with college, that he had probably the best week that he's had this season? Does that continue for Rogue?
And Wonder, when he was playing well, he was a huge part of the Rogue attack. Or back in the day, it was FlyQuest. He was, up there in the league leading position of assisting and also scoring. So Wonder knows how to be a distributor, knows how to be a playmaker, and they even touched on the brilliance of AJ. AJ, you leave him alone on the walls, he can do some damage.
He is such a threat, for sure. Kronovi and Wonder looking to get that one away. Kronovi wanted to carry it out, but Wonder took it away. And the ball hanging around in Rogue's defending third. The Soul Flares takes this up off the ceiling as Kronovi tries to kick it away. Prime Thunder got bumped by Kronovi. Still Seabass follows that one up. It's cleared away again here by Rogue.
And Soul Flares is the only player on the field who doesn't have RLCS experience. Everyone else was a starter in the RLCS at some point.
He's another collegiate veteran like D-Bank. He played in the fall season of Collegiate Rocket League as well, so it is kind of cool to see a couple of those guys come out to DreamHack Dallas and try to compete against some of these RLCS teams. Wonder pushes that by. Soul Flares cuts it off. So far, it hasn't been anything too crazy. Rogue haven't really been able to move down the field, but neither have Pink Hair Fan Club.
And we've seen a few misses, though, so far from Pink Hair Fan Club. However, Rogue hasn't been able to punish yet. This is just in those feeler moments early on. But now a wonderful pass, follow-up. Wonder wasn't in position. He was retreating back for boost.
And pushed away by Kronovi. Kronovi ended up getting hit back into that. And that play was all set up by AJ earlier. He first set it up to Wonder and then kicked it down for Kronovi, who has to make a save. And it's Pink Hair Fan Club try to get some pressure, but it's cleared away again. Long clears, killing Pink Hair Fan Club in the first 2 minutes. But again, Rogue really haven't been able to do anything with those long clears. Kronovi slips by Soul Flares. He's got AJ on the wing, but broken up by Seabass.
Seabass on Allegiance. Allegiance was a team that made it into the RLCS. They got demoted to the rival series and then battled their way back before getting knocked out yet again. So he has a lot of experience. And currently the sub on Ghost, as the desk said. This is a team that has a lot of raw ability, but can they put it together against this Rogue team that it was surging near the end of the RLCS season?
Oh, that caught by Seabass. They definitely have to be careful. They've been losing these challenges in their own half. Seabass has to make the touch. He can't. Wonder scores for Rogue.
At just about the halfway point, Wonder puts in the first goal of the game. AJ, he laid his life on the line to get that center ball to Wonder, and it was all worth it. Wonder knocking in the first goal.
And Rogue have been successful in connecting on those passes. It's only a matter of time until they broke through the wall. They got the first goal here. AJ quickly back up. And Kronovi just challenging that in the corner. Both members of Pink Hair Fan Club only give it right back to AJ. Carries this through, gets under it, flips it up off the crossbar. Wonder tries to get in, but Seabass there for the challenge.
And we see a glimpse of the brilliance that AJ has. That flip reset almost finding the net. A narrow miss, but AJ, such a weapon.
Wonder up for this. The challenge. Pink Hair Fan Club having to reset on their back wall against Soul Flares, having to fight AJ again. Wonder. He's back to this, and AJ also has Kronovi on his team to flip it over the team and score off the post. Rogue, their second goal.
Kronovi taking his time here. That first touch so critical. Two defenders they don't commit right there, and it just left the net so vulnerable. Kronovi couldn't finish off his flick, but AJ right there to put it in. 2-0 for Rogue.
A solid move by Kronovi, and he's really been on a recent upswing. He's had some seasons where you felt like maybe it just wasn't coming together, but this season Rogue have looked solid. It took a bit of a ramp period, but here they are just cutting down.
Well, Kronovi's just, he's a player that has an unusual play style. You know, it's similar to when you think about players like Jacob. You know, he's just somebody who doesn't always mesh perfectly with teammates, but if you can find how to use him, similar to a lot as well, if you can find out how to use him and how to integrate him into your roster, he can just do things that are so unexpected and unpredictable that do elevate your team. And this season has shown that. Kronovi, not only with his play style, but his leadership has helped Rogue achieve something fantastic.
And I think that Wonder and AJ have been a perfect complement to that play style. Kronovi up for this in front of the box, racing forward is Wonder, and it's saved by Soul Flares. Wonder keeping it away, preventing the clear. It's blocked by Soul Flares, the shot from AJ. Wonder been so solid at setting up Kronovi for passes like that off the back wall. Kronovi scores. Rogue, their third goal here in game one.
And Kronovi, again, showing us how to make these plays happen. It was off the pass from Wonder as well. And you can see the defender coming in. Intelligently, Kronovi drops that shot low. The defender streaking in would have blocked a straight-on shot, but Kronovi bounces it down and past him. He knew that that defender was going to be coming up there, but again, credit to Wonder for the pass out to Kronovi as well.
And Rogue maybe giving one up here. No Wonder able to play it out to the corner. Chases his own touch. Seabass picks it up. Doesn't matter. Ball touches the ground, and Rogue pick up a game one victory against Pink Hair Fan Club.
Rogue dominating game one, 3-0. Pink Hair Fan Club, you would think with what Prime Thunder's been able to do in the past, and with Seabass, his ability on offense, you'd think you would see more offense coming out from Pink Hair Fan Club, but that was just not the case. Rogue put the pedal to the metal, set the pace of the game, and did not let up all game long. Kronovi was deadly.
They couldn't break out of midfield, Pink Hair Fan Club couldn't, and a lot of their touches, especially when under sustained assault from Rogue, really just trying to boom it away, trying to find a gap, trying to clear, but there never really was a gap for Rogue. And the times where you felt like they might have found one, well, someone on Rogue already rotated back and is picking it up around the corner. So,
and even that last play, that was the play of the game. Wonder on the wall. He had no boost, and he has that perfect pass out to Kronovi, and the play didn't end there. Kronovi had to double tap it in and beat that defender. He did that. It seems like Rogue has come out. They're not taking any time to have to warm up. They're coming out swinging, and Pink Hair Fan Club now reeling after that game one.
In game number two, Pink Hair Fan Club gonna try to right the ship, try to find that Prime Thunder magic. And Wonder and Prime Thunder, these two guys, they used to be known as the Wonder Thunder combo.
And now they're adversaries.
Yeah, without Wonder, Prime Thunder, really he hasn't had a ton to show. But he still has the capability of that flash that we talk about. We just haven't seen it yet. Rogue.
And like the desk mentioned, Jorby, this is the revenge match for Prime Thunder. This is the squad, you know, his old teammates, Wonder and AJ, they dropped him in favor of Kronovi. And now Prime Thunder trying to get that revenge.
And carrying this in front of the box, dangerous member for Wonder. Seabass takes advantage, scores for Pink Hair Fan Club.
And this is always the danger of trying to dribble in front of your net. Wonder caught himself in a position where he had to, however, because he killed that ball in the corner. He couldn't just let it sit unless he knew a teammate was going to come by and help. He was left to try to dribble, and Seabass took that chance to dunk it right over him. Pink Hair Fan Club out to an early lead.
Much needed breath for Pink Hair Fan Club after a 3-0 shutout. Seabass, when he was on Allegiance, he had a lot of plays where he really liked where he fit on that roster, and he generated a lot of opportunities himself for his team to score, while this one for Prime Thunder, saved by Wonder. While Allegiance didn't have the greatest run in the RLCS, Seabass is definitely a player who had moments of flash himself. This one, Wonder has another touch. Prime Thunder too late. Seabass sends it right in front of AJ, and Rogue boom it away.
Seabass, he did a good job on the offensive side of the ball, working with Aleutian most of the time. Seabass has shooting ability, has fantastic speed. So we'll see if he can continue to make these plays happen. Got that first goal for Pink Hair Fan Club. Now it's Prime Thunder or Soul Flare's turn to start getting involved on the offense.
Soul Flare's shot denied. Prime Thunder gonna give way for Seabass, but he's demoed on the play, won't be able to follow it up. Wonder takes control around the corner for Pink Hair Fan Club. A high ball in front of the crossbar, and Soul Flares knocks it away again. 2 minutes of play. Rogue still just keeping the ball away from Pink Hair Fan Club. Everyone a little low on boost, and a much needed clear by Seabass. But again, they have to pull off, have to wait for Soul Flares. You feel like maybe has to make that touch. Prime Thunder did follow quickly, but it's Kronovi who kills it downfield again here for Rogue. And solid for Wonder, back to AJ, and he got under, tried to find the dunk, gets pulled away. Oh, good touch from Seabass. The shot from Prime Thunder off the crossbar and in. Pink Hair Fan Club, the insurance.
An absolutely gorgeous passing play. Soul Flares to Seabass. Seabass centers it to Prime. And Prime with the crossbar down shot, extending the lead. That is an attack right there, Jorby.
Perfectly executed. And now Rogue have to fight from a multi-goal deficit. Kronovi takes this from the corner, and it's denied by Seabass. AJ just trying to buy a little bit of time as he knocks one ball away, and now Wonder's afforded some space. Looking opposite for Kronovi. He's found him. It's high off the backboard and met by Seabass. So solid turnaround, and that one just wide of the post. Prime Thunder up. Wants to take it away, Rogue. Well, it's Seabass takes it back to Prime Thunder, misses the rebound
and
off the backboard.
You know, that was just an incredibly difficult read, Jorby. That ball was going so fast. Prime had to jump quickly. Not much time to be able to read that bounce. So I do not blame Prime for missing that one.
And they still hold this 2-goal lead with less than 2 minutes remaining. It's Rogue who haven't really been able to respond. One shot on net so far. Wonder shot is good, and Rogue cut the lead in half.
Just as you said it, Rogue decided to amp it up. Seabass getting dunked by Kronovi. That ball just bounces in place, and Wonder says, thank you very much, I'll take that goal. Now Rogue very close, very quickly.
And Soul Flares was following closely behind. So as soon as Kronovi got that dunk, won the challenge, Soul Flares is out of position, and he has to try to get back and make an acrobatic save. Now Rogue have AJ to Kronovi, and it's blocked by Seabass. Soul Flares hits it right into Wonder, and Kronovi will take point. But a little too low for him to grab off the sidewall. Wonder back to Kronovi. It's cleared away to the corner by Soul Flares. Wonder looking to pass it back, but he threw it to Seabass, who ended up giving it to AJ. Seabass maybe wanting to catch that, but just getting a little too behind the ball.
You could tell after the demo that Pink Hair Fan Club wanted to take advantage of the numbers game, but AJ had respawned too fast and got back in position for the easy save.
But still they're holding. Soul Flares hits that one into Wonder. Kronovi following close behind. His shot right into Prime Thunder. 40 seconds remaining for Rogue. And that shot goes in for Wonder. Wonder sneaks this one through, and we have a tie game.
And AJ at the half gets that perfect pass over, and you can see the misread so close on defense. That defender just misreading that hit, and that left Wonder with another shooting lane, and he took it.
Pink Hair Fan Club got that 2-goal lead, and now may give up 3 unanswered. That one saved by Soul Flares. Just trying to kick it away. Kronovi's in the way, has it against the backboard. Quickly there is Wonder, and Wonder scores! It's a hat trick!
And Wonder stepping up for Rogue off this pass from Kronovi. Wonder's been waiting out in the middle, just waiting in the center of the net, and it keeps getting fed by his teammates. That shot, so delicate, getting by the defenders and then barely being on target. That was so close to hitting crossbar and out, but Wonder has been putting on a clinic on how to score.
Everyone getting involved in this offense. 2 assists from Kronovi, 1 from AJ. And Kronovi looking for a goal for the road as Rogue. Do they take game 2? Or will Pink Hair Fan Club find a way to tie? Prime Thunder cut off by Kronovi. Soul Flares hits it up, and Kronovi clears it out. AJ and Rogue take game number 2.
And a steal coming out for Rogue. It seemed like they were going to lose it. They were losing up into the final about 1.5 minutes of the game. I think they scored with what? 1 minute, 38 seconds left on the clock, something like that. And then Pink Hair Fan Club still holding the lead, but they managed to lose it in those final moments. And this was, yes, the first goal for Rogue of the game. Wonder coming in, starting what would eventually be a hat trick for him. And then you see the defensive miss leaves the net open, and they just couldn't get back in time. And then 37 seconds left, Wonder says, hey, I'll keep going, and just launches that one in off the crossbar down. You can't ask for more than what Wonder gave you in that game.
And it was a beautiful setup from Kronovi on that last goal too, beating the defender on the backboard just to give his teammates a chance at a rebound. And Wonder, well, he's been ready for him all series so far. He has been so fast to the ball in the attacking end, and has even made a couple of great saves as well to either keep Rogue in the lead or at least keep it within a manageable scoreline to come back. And that's what happened here in game number 2. Pink Hair Fan Club, they gave it up. It was a bunch of miscues that killed them, and Rogue are gonna beat you on those. This is a team that has ramped up over the season. They are not going to be an easy out. Rogue,
they're limiting their mistakes right now, Jarby, and they're getting Wonder chances out in the middle of the field. And mistakes are being made by Pink Hair Fan Club. And one thing that's frightening is that AJ hasn't even really had to go into his final form yet. If AJ starts going insane, then there's no hope for Pink Hair Fan Club.
he did set up Kronovi, and it was a pinball game in front of the orange box. Soul Flares challenged by Wonder, and AJ is gonna take this himself off the ground. Seabass has the save, Kronovi up quickly as well, high. Near the box, Wonder also challenged on the play as well. But again, midfield, no one able to challenge quickly or challenge at all. Seabass rolling it away, not the best touch from Wonder. Seabass, he's annihilated on the play by Kronovi, no chance at a setup. Wonder takes control, pops it over one. Prime Thunder has the clear, but Rogue ball, Kronovi. Back to AJ. Across the corner, AJ got a touch. Prime Thunder meets Wonder there, but still Rogue. Back to Kronovi. Open net for AJ. He scores. Rogue have the lead.
And this is a hopeless situation as a defender. Kronovi with that hit across net. Soul Flares, what can you do there? You have to time that flip perfectly and then just hope that you don't get dunked on. AJ, it's about a 90% chance that he can force it in, and he does it. Rogue taking the lead.
Soul Flares was caught in the corner with another defender. All three of them ended up being there. That shot's in for AJ, and Rogue, well, you said AJ, he hasn't had to go into his final form.
He's evolving.
Still don't feel like it is yet.
I mean, we haven't seen the crazy antics that AJ has, but that shot, a strong shot off the pass from Wonder, who has been a facilitator, been a goal scorer. Wonder having a spectacular series. Now AJ getting involved in the offense. Everyone from Rogue playing a part. But now a kickoff goal for Pink Hair Fan Club.
Well, if you need something to get you back into the game, nothing is a little sweeter than a kickoff goal. And Prime took a side angle at the ball, going for that pop-up. Soul Flares was ready for it. It was well executed by Pink Hair Fan Club.
Just a slower kickoff. You let the player on the other team hit it first, hit it into you, and hope it pops up like that. Well executed, and that's going to get Pink Hair Fan Club back in this one.
But AJ, intent on getting that multi-goal lead back. Now Soul Flare is going to take this off the ceiling. Can they tie it up quickly? Here's Seabass, tries to take it to the post, and it bounces off and out. Wonder on the transition. Kronovi takes the wide, looking for a dunk with a read.
That happens to everybody. And now the shot. Oh, so close. Prime with the block.
And now back the other way. Seabass off the back wall, and it's turned away. And rolling into the net for Wonder. PHFC leave it wide open, and Wonder rolls it home.
I think it's appropriate to call this one a worm burner. Look at that one just sliding along the grass at 62 miles per hour. Wonder from downtown.
Pink Hair Fan Club, those are ones you feel like you can't give away when it rolls into the net. Open no less, now down by 2. And they've had their time on offense. Prime Thunder, it's been tough against this Rogue back wall. And AJ, see Kronovi taking one defender or one attacker out, trying to give Wonder some space. And a heated boost battle. Seabass just trying to take the shot. Soul Flare is going to try to move back in, and Kronovi back over to Prime Thunder. Wonder has the save. AJ follows it up nicely as Soul Flare's beat completely. Wonder against the back wall. He's met by Seabass. And up high is Kronovi. He picked up the pass. Seabass off the back wall is going to carry it away here for Pink Hair Fan Club.
And we've seen some brilliant moments from Pink Hair Fan Club. Last game, the passing play from Soulflare to Seabass to Prime. They are going to need more of that, but now Wonder continues his scoring streak. Rogue just running away with this game, Jorby.
Soulflare's got caught on the post and then he got bumped. I was wondering how no one was able to challenge this ball with so many Pink Hair Fan Club defenders around the area of the ball, but Soulflare's got caught onto the post. He couldn't get reset, and when he did, he got bumped. And so Rogue take advantage of it, and Pink Hair Fan Club really stunned, especially after that game number 2. After you have a 2-goal lead, you allow
had to get that win, Jarvie.
You allow 3 goals in the span of 30 seconds. It's just not going to win you these games.
Absolutely. They crumbled in those final seconds, and they needed that win to have any hope in the series, in my opinion. And Rogue, after that, you know, running into this game, they've just been continuing to dominate.
Oh, and Prime Thunder, if you have hope in this series, you gotta make that touch in this situation. And you know, it's not over for either of these teams, no matter how the result shakes out. You do get another chance here in day number 1 to try to make day 2. For Rogue, with a minute 15 left, you have a solid 3-goal lead. And working your way for Cronovi, who takes it off the ceiling, straight down off the backboard.
And you can see the looks on the faces of Pink Hair Fan Club as Cronovi hits this sick shot, reads it off the curvature of the ceiling, follows it all the way down. And that is a tough read of a double tap. It wasn't bouncing out. He had to time that perfectly to when the ball goes lower than the crossbar. I don't think you could time it more perfectly than that.
Rogue, a stellar performance here in game number 3 against Pink Hair Fan Club, almost picking up a 6th goal. And what a way to start your DreamHack run against a team that has promise, has RLCS veteran on it, and AJ gets another one here in a 6-goal mark for Rogue.
And you can see Soulflare's trying to get the save. Couldn't get there in time. AJ gonna celebrate with that one, 6-1. Rogue will close out this series in style.
And it came really maybe not where you expected it, James. Wonder scored so many goals in this series. It was Cronovi and AJ setting up Wonder for that. And we saw this start to materialize during the regional championships of the RLCS. And like, wow, Wonder's really playing well. And our big question is, will it continue in DreamHack? And as far as match number 1 is concerned, Wonder has absolutely continued it. AJ and Cronovi playing solid as ever.
It's been a team effort, absolutely, but Wonder certainly getting some high marks for his scoring and teamwork. And now with 10 seconds left, Pink Hair Fan Club will get one more on the board, but it's just a little too late.
And he does pick that up. For Pink Hair Fan Club moving forward, just got to think about some of those key whiffs and maybe the positioning just a little too tight at times in this series, where all 3 players are caught in the same corner where they shouldn't be. Players cheating too far up, too close to each other on the defensive half of the field.
I just think it's, Rogue is going to be playing in New Jersey very shortly for a reason. These guys are good, and they are continuing to play well. Pink Hair Fan Club almost getting one more, but Rogue, it was too much for Pink Hair Fan Club. They 3-0.
Outscored and outplayed. A great performance, maybe expected performance for Rogue fans out there who have high expectations for this team for the rest of DreamHack Dallas and going into the RLCS World Championship.
Game 2 seemed like it could have been a moment where Pink Hair Fan Club might have been able to get on top of this series, but as soon as they gave up that lead, you could tell the writing was on the wall for them. Wonder, AJ, Cronovi, all of them playing so well. Cronovi with some highlight shots. I expect to see that in the top plays.
It better be a top 3 play.
Oh, and here it is again.
Beauty.
Throw in a few spins. You can tell he could read the bounce down. He actually manages to hit the crossbar and have it go in even at that angle. What a shot that was.
We've had some 6 shots today, and I wager there's probably going to be a lot more. We have plenty more action coming up. Pink Haired Fan Club are not out of it. They have more Rocket League to play in Rogue. 1 game away from clinching a day 2 spot. We'll be right back after the break.
Rogue managing to find a way to get a victory here over the Pink Hair fan club. We asked, a lot of questions talking about the story, the back and forth, the drama between it all, but when it's all said and done, Rogue walks out with a very, very clean performance.
And I'm glad we spent, 20 minutes talking about Kronovi because he showed up.
Yeah.
He popped off in the series. He started freestyling on kids. It was like, all right, Rogue, we see you. You guys are great.
I'm definitely a little bit disappointed. I thought that they could have taken, game 2 was looking so good. They got a nice pass play. It was looking clean. When they got on offense, Pink Hair was on fire. They had momentum, but then the defense came, and it was, you just don't want to look at it.
I've got to ask, Turtle, okay? And, this may be a little earlier in your commentary career to call you out on this, but I want to just ask, are you upset because you put your heart out there and you voted?
Yeah.
Or are you upset because you had a little bit of a higher bar for them and didn't feel like they met it?
Well, maybe the medical team needs to come check me out. But I'm a little bit upset because I think I had the bar a little bit higher. I think they can still succeed and do well, but that match just was not their peak performance.
Yeah, no, it really wasn't. Definitely some bits of, struggle coming out from the side of Pink Hair fan club. And it was not even like they were always forced, it felt like. I think that was the biggest thing that stood out for me. A couple of goals where you're like, that wasn't even here's the double tap of Kronovi, here's a mechanical outplay coming out from AJ. It was just, you're out a little bit too far there and the ball going in the back of the net.
Yeah, just some mispositional plays here or there. But that's going to happen when Seabass, he has just joined the roster as well. So they're still trying to figure it out. This is kind of a test run to see what goes on for the rivals.
This is the pass play I was talking about. You can see that they have a lot of synergy. Just to pull that off alone is amazing.
And then we just see plays right here from Crow. That double tap, perfectly timed. He beats 2 players out, and that's what it was. Just Crow setting up play after play. And he just really performed here. And Rogue has been, we weren't sure about Rogue. We weren't sure at all. But they come in here, and Kronovi pops off, and AJ had a great series. Wonder, all 3 of them really, really played really well.
Talking about AJ, that's going to be the man joining here up at the desk. And it turns out I might stink a little because he doesn't like me anymore. He's over there. Anyways, AJ, going into the game, being able to play against a past teammate there as well, how did it feel? How are you guys now after that victory?
We pretty much know how Prime Thunder plays, so it wasn't that hard to win.
Okay, all right.
Confidence, I like it. I like what you got there.
So throughout the offseason, it didn't go as well when you first brought in Kronovi. When did it click, and why did it click?
We never worried because we knew we had the potential to win. So it clicked about 2 weeks into our LCS after all of our scrims.
And speaking of Kronovi, I'm just curious, is he the main leader who takes charge now, even coming in as a new player? Does he have a more of a role model and takes lead, or is that somebody else?
Kronovi is a big part of that, but Sizz and Wonder help out a lot.
Right, okay.
I don't really.
You just play your game?
Yeah.
That's it? All right.
Just show up and find a way to be able to put the
sneaky
ball.
mechanics.
Yeah, no, I like it. I like it there. And, I feel like whenever people talk about the Rogue roster, it is always a lot to say about Kronovi, and I think understandably so considering his past. But, having the opportunity up here, AJ, I got to ask, what do you want the world to know maybe about your stance here, not only in the world of Rocket League, but maybe, how that looks from your position here in the rest of this roster?
He
It's just mainly, is there anything that you feel like maybe you haven't gotten the moment to be like, this is it, this is how I feel about me and my position within this role, or anything the like? Because every time someone looks at Rogue, quickly the word Kronovi follows up here. And I figured it'd be a great opportunity, say something to the fans or something of the like.
Yeah, thanks everyone for supporting me, and I'm not that good.
I'm afraid to see what happens when he thinks he is that good.
I know,
then.
That's the problem. When he gets good, watch out.
Will you let us know? Send me a DM or something like. I got to know. When AJ gets good, look out, world. We got ourselves a world champion. But that is going to be it here for us. We are going to go to a commercial break. And when we come back, of course, we got some more DreamHack Dallas Pro Circuit.